collision with purpose, in pursuit of purpose.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Spotlight, the home of unfiltered conversation. This is where real talk is what we do. My name is none other than Donna Thompson.
I'm Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and together we're your moderators. And we have a very special guest host tonight. Pastor Lexi Johnson decided to join us, and I couldn't think of a more appropriate person to come on with us tonight. And you will learn more why I'm saying that later. So, Donna, what's up? What's happening in the spotlight?
Well, oh my gosh. Of course, we always have a lot of stuff that's going on, but definitely we're winding down to our big event that is happening March 2nd. And we're just kind of like tightening up ship and last minute work that have to get done so that we can just bring you all a phenomenal conference on March 2nd. And then, of course, we have our Unearthing You guide that already has been published. So, of course, you can always purchase that on our website at www.acollisionwithpurpose.com. And you will have the opportunity also to pre-order this great book here. I don't know. Lux, do you have a copy of it?
Yeah, I have a copy. But I see some funny things on your screen, so let's not show it. There's some funny stuff happening, so let's not show it. But you said something about the event, a colloquium in pursuit of purpose. And I can't think of a better person to talk about the event than our special guest host. So, Pastor Lexi, talk to us. Introduce yourself to our listeners, to our audience.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone. First of all, Dr. Laxley, Miss Donna, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here and excited about the topic that we'll be discussing later on. Hello, everyone. I am Lexi Johnson. I'm an international speaker. I am a licensed coach and financial strategist. I am a pastor, so on and so forth, right? But the most important thing is that I am a child of God, and I'm here on this earth helping women entrepreneurs to master their money, to accumulate wealth so that they can be the kingdom wealth builders that God has created them to be. And so I enjoy doing that day in and day out. And I am so looking forward to the event on March 2nd, a colloquium. Listen, I don't know if you guys know this, Dr. Laxley and Donna, but when I first started in business, one of the things that I did was coach people on how to find their purpose, because I'm so passionate about purpose. And at that time, I went by a moniker called Purposeful Lexi. And so this is anytime I hear about, discussions about purpose, I get super excited. And so I'm definitely excited about the event, the book signing, the awards, the everything, the discussions, everything that's going to be centered around helping people find their purpose.
Wow. I recall when we had a conversation about 6, 7, 8 months ago. We had interviewing you, and this whole thing about purpose got you so excited. I recall us having some very interesting conversation. I don't want to give it away tonight because much of what we talked about is in your chapter in the book. So you're very in a unique position that you're the only person that is an honoree and also a collaborator in the book. So that says a lot. So that could very well explain why you've been going around as this purpose person. I mean, so
The only part. Okay, well, I thought I was like one of a few. I didn't know I was the only. Oh my goodness.
the only honoree and collaborator.
Wow, that's awesome. God is good.
That's a big deal.
God is good.
No, listen to this. Each collaborator and honoree will be speaking. Donna, does that mean that Pastor Lexi will be speaking 2 times, or is it one time? How will that work?
We could just probably we'll see, put her in one category and she just gonna have to speak a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer. I think that's the way to do it. A little bit longer.
Oh, I'll be ready. By God's grace, I'll be ready.
Well, we have an interesting, powerful, impactful night ahead of us tonight. Our special guest is going to be coming to us all the way from Kenya. Yes, all the way from Kenya. And Lady Jessica Masika, and we were speaking to her tonight all the way from Kenya. And it's interesting, Donna, how you and I went to Kenya. And the reason why I'm crediting the reason why I went to Kenya, you asked me to go, but you only went to Kenya because Pastor Lexi and MM4H, her organization, had a wonderful trip planned for Kenya, a mission. And that is how we ended up going to Kenya. And ever since we went to Kenya, things started to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Big things. So I think, Pastor Lexi, can you share that experience how we all ended up there?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of my many hats is that of a missionary. And so I train others to be missionaries. And our philanthropic arm, which is the MM4H missions, we specialize in short-term international mission trips. We do one yearly. So this past year in 2023, we went to Kenya, and Miss Donna and Dr. Laxley happened to be part of the, what was it, 13, 14, 15 of us? I don't know, that went to Kenya. And we had an amazing time. We trained all the way up until it was time, just about up until it was time to go. And when we got there, our role really was to make sure that we let the people of Kenya know that the kingdom of God is at hand. And so we did that by preaching, teaching the word of God, running workshops, which Dr. Laxley, you ran. You gave us a snippet of your Unearthing You, which was so amazing. And we also had the opportunity to, to give to the community. So there was a school we visited where we provided school supplies. I think it was like some 700 students or 750 students. We had another school that we went to, a girls' school, where we provided sanitary napkins and underwear. And so I believe that was about 400 or 450 students. There was another day we gave out shoes to the community. We fed maybe about 300 people in one of the slums that happened to be in Nairobi, Kenya. So we just had the awesome opportunity. God saw fit, to use us to be able to raise funds to do that and to, show up there and be there physically to, lend a hand in the community. So, and 1,500 souls were saved. I can't forget that. 1,100. Yes.
I have my favorite collision moment. And I want to ask Donna to first tell us what her moment was in Kenya. What did it for you? Because I know ever since you came back, you want to go back. So there was there's something pulling you back. So what is it?
I think honestly speaking, from the time that we got off the airplane into Nairobi, and this is where they always say first impression is lasting impression. And the way we were greeted with just people that I did not know, did not necessarily look like me or anything, and they were just saying welcome home, and it was just so, the welcoming was just so warm and really felt genuine, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever traveled anywhere and someone say welcome home. And I think that moment kind of like just set precedence for everything, that even if anything bad would have happened, it is almost like it wouldn't have mattered, because just that first experience was just like, wow, it was just an awesome experience. And I think that did it for me. Like, I just, after that, I just felt like I was home. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And Pastor Lexi talked about that slum in Nairobi. That was my moment, I went to that slum in Nairobi. It's called Lunga Lunga. And that's a name. It's such a rhythmic name, right? Lunga Lunga. Yeah. It's almost musical, but it's a place where there are a lot of problems. Lots of orphans, just not a good situation for the folks living there. So I went there, and interestingly, it was our first stop on the mission. But that's the stop that did it for me. I didn't have to see anything else. I really didn't. And it's not because I'm not aware of what is happening in the world, all the problems, but for some reason, it was too much of a reminder. Why is this always happening to us? Our kinds, our people. And so that really nailed it for me. And right then and there, I made a commitment. There's something I need to do and must do, and it had to do with children. So that's something we'll talk about tonight on the program. Lady Jessica will talk to us about what is going on in Kenya with education and those type of things. So it's interesting. We talk to these many individuals there, and they all seem so educated. They speak English so well, but there's so many of them who the needs are so great. So we'll dig deep into that. So that was my moment. That was my collision with purpose in Kenya. And ever since I came back, I've been really locked into that, So, Pastor Lexi, what was your moment?
Oh gosh, there were so many moments. I think for me, and I agree with Miss Donna. The welcome was it was absolutely amazing. From the moment you get there, like you feel at home, and you feel like you can just, be yourself and, do what you need to do. But, I think for me, one of the most impactful moments were the people that were giving their lives to Christ. That was the most impactful moment, because for me, that's what the missions were all about. So if we can point people to the cross, then we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish. If that had been one person, we had like 1,100, but even had it been one person, that is amazing. And so for me, that is what did it. Just again, when I got back, it took me days to even kind of be able to articulate what actually took place, what actually happened. And I was just so grateful that the Lord saw fit that I would be part of that. So that was a moment for me. Or those
one off, as you're rightfully saying. But there's so many, powerful moments that really it was life changing. But guess what? We are going back in September. And again, thanks to you for, allowing us to come with you. Just created this thing, this reason or why. And now we're going back. So Donna, you want to talk about what we plan to do? Or we're going back, what that is looking like?
Oh my goodness. So, sure. Our going back is, once again, it's all about serving, the community and, visiting the children once again and trying to provide the sanitary towels, which we see it is such a huge, I would almost say crisis in Africa, to be honest with you, because a lot of people that I speak with, there are other countries in Africa where girls are really faced with the issue of sanitary towels because it's like a luxury item, right? So we plan to, of course, be a part of that again. And, once again, doing some feeding in the community, probably, trying to have some care packages, things of that nature. So we could probably, like provide a family with maybe a week or a few days of, staple food or something that they can have to eat, because that's also a great big challenge, of course. And then, doing a lot of, networking and seeing how we can, empower individuals to make a better life for themselves and show them how to use what they have and turn that into income for themselves. And then just, I think really looking at how to really create and build sustainability for some of these individuals so that they're able to take care of their families and, and also give back to their communities. And I'm sure, Dr. Stephenson, you will speak about the other end of the spectrum of what we started doing. With,
Well,
other things.
and Kenya, for again, I credit Pastor Lex, and I'll keep saying it. Kenya was not on my mind. Another country in Africa was, but we ended up in Kenya. And Kenya is now home for us, the Ecologian with Purpose. Right now, I'm the president of Global Humanity Network, a nonprofit organization. Donna is the vice president and chair of our Helping Hands Committee. And what we're doing in Kenya right now, we're building pit toilets, modern pit toilets for I can't even pronounce the county where it's located. It's in, what's the name of the county, Donna?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of the county.
It's Meleki Primary School.
Tahita or something like that, I believe.
Tahita County in Meleki Primary School. And we're building toilets there. And we want our organization to be known as the organization that build pit toilets in Kenya. Because if you know anything about Kenya, that is a huge, huge problem. Toilets.
Yeah.
So we're doing some now. We're doing some, and we intend to do more. We intend to build as many as we can. And chances it's very likely that Ecologian with Purpose will take over that project from Global Humanity Network, and we will be building toilets in Kenya. And we're also looking, we'll see, maybe it's going to be some type of a learning institute that we'll be building there as well. So lots of stuff on the table. But as for right now, scholarships is our big thing. We have already granted 3 the scholarships, and Jessica will talk more about that when she comes on. So let's get back to the colloquium, in pursuit of purpose, because that is what is happening.
Can I say something really quick before you go there?
Sure.
Really, really quickly. I just want to say that it really makes my heart glad to see the work that you all are doing, because part of the reason why I do these mission trips every year is so that other people can become connected to a particular area and, begin to, serve as the Lord leads them. And so it's just, it's just this vision that I have that's coming true, right? That's becoming reality. And so I'm so grateful, because my call really is not to stay in one place, for an expanded period of time. Our call is to kind of, go to these different places, but, making sure we have people that will, everywhere we go, somebody wants to go back and stay behind and, and do some work. And so I'm just so grateful for what you all are doing. And thank you so much for falling in love with that, with the country and with the community and the people and all of that, and for the work that you continue to do.
Well, thanks for dropping us off there.
Yeah.
We are not necessarily the beneficiaries of it, but we do benefit from doing the work, just to do the work, because that is what we're called to do. But they're in the individuals, they're in the service areas that we're servicing. Oh my goodness, no, they need it.
Yeah.
They do. And tonight we're going to really dig into that for the education piece, because I'm one that believes that education is your way out.
Mm-hmm.
It's one sure way you can dig yourself out of whatever situation you're in. So tonight we will touch on that some. Donna, what else you want to say? And do you have any specific question for our guest host?
Oh my goodness. I can't think of a specific question right now. But other than, just to echo what you've said, Dr. Stephenson, is just being thankful that we were blessed with the opportunity to travel with you to Kenya, not just Kenya, but I mean like Africa on a whole. Like
Right.
that was never in my in my plan at all.
Yeah.
So to the opportunity to actually travel with you, work with the group, and just and being able to, because we had no expectations, right? We didn't really know what to expect, and I know Dr. Stevens and myself, we have a lot in common when it comes on to serving and the children and caring for the children. We're very passionate about that. So just being placed there and realizing that, like, we have to do something. We have to come back. We have to figure out what to do so that the children have a future, they see a future, and they can help themselves. And of course, it's not just going to be Kenya, it's going to be other places, that we want to be able to do that. But just, thanking you for, for us even having the opportunity, because we would have never, we probably would think about like going on a trip to Africa, but probably like more like a tourist, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To go visit and have fun and that kind of a thing. But it's definitely a different experience when you go to serve. And I know a lot of people may say, well, why would you spend whatever to go and basically work, right? But everybody's calling is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's purpose is different. And I would always say that trips like that, it's not for everyone.
Right.
You have to know where your heart is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, I'm grateful and thankful for traveling with you, and also allowing us to be able to take the reins and walk out what our purpose, our God-given purpose is as well, to where we can go back and help others. So thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. You're welcome. And I just say thank God, right? Because it was God who put it on my heart to do with what we're doing. And so had it not been for him, none of us would have been there. And so, yeah, but thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Pastor Lexi, the work that you're doing made it so easy for us to say you need to be one of our honoree at the event. So it was an easy decision to make, just as it was an easy decision for your chapter, your story to be in the book. Quite a compelling story. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to give it away. Come to the event, purchase your tickets, right? Purchase your tickets, come to the event. a colloquium in pursuit of purpose, as Donna came up with that name, a colloquium, such an appropriate name. We will be honoring, and I will be playing the tape when we go on break, of the 12, 13 individuals we will be honoring. And why are we honoring them? Because of the kind of work, what they're doing in their community, our unsung heroes. Just as Pastor Lexi said, I don't need no titles. These people are not concerned about titles. They are focused on the work and just the work. They don't need recognition, but we know and we believe that it is important to recognize people who are doing it, because they're setting examples for others. And we must tell the story as it should be told, and that's what we're doing. So I think it's a good time, unless Pastor Lexi, you want to say anything before we go into the break?
No, I think we can proceed to the break, and then
we'll proceed to the break. Donna says proceed to the break. Let's do the break. And I will be playing a video going into the break, and when we come back, we'll introduce our special guest. So if you're out there listening, this video will highlight our honorees for the event March 2nd at Shiloh High School 2024, about 10, 12 days away. So here we go. Wow, what a list. And it's interesting that the first two is Pastor Lexi and Lady Jessica, and they're our guests tonight. So how about that? So Donna, you want to bring Lady Jessica on?
Oh, sure. So we have our special guest this evening, none other than, we call her Lady Jessica, Miss Lady Jessica. But this is Miss Jessica Nafula Masika. I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly, Lady Jessica. Forgive me. But we would like to definitely bring her on. But before I bring her on, let me go ahead and just give you a little background about this amazing young woman. Miss Jessica, she is a teacher by profession. She's a wife to Mr. Patrick. She's a mother, of course. And she was born in a family of 4 and she is the second born and the eldest among the girls. She holds a bachelor's degree in education arts from the Moi University. She has over 10 years experience in teaching. Currently, she teaches at the St. Mary's Nai Girls Secondary School, and she is actually passionate about transforming the lives of young people, and more specifically girls. Reason being is that girls growing up have been, in a society where the girls, they are treated as being less than human beings. So she's very passionate about uplifting the girls, and she is very active in mentoring young girls into becoming more powerful women in education, the police service, and even in the business sector. And so with that, let's welcome none other than Lady Jessica.
Then we have a drum roll. Lady Jessica Nafula Masika, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh man, I'm awesome. Look my company. Look who I'm here with.
You're great people around you.
Yes, I could have been better company. Look, so what time is it in Kenya?
It's now 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Wow.
Yeah.
We're so happy to have you on. So happy to have you on.
I'm also humbled to be with you this time. I'm really grateful for the opportunity you've given me to be here and share with the world what we have and what we do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where do we start? Tell us about you. I know Donna already your bio and all that good stuff, but let's hear it from you. Who is Jessica Nafula Masika? Talk to us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Jessica Nafula Masika. Donna, you pronounced it perfectly well. And I'm a teacher. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm an educator. I'm a co-director, Hope and Destiny Foundation. And I'm one person who is so much passionate with young people, especially young girls. That thing came into me way back when I saw how girls were being treated. In the African society, they believed that a woman has nothing to say. They believed that women are, I can say, like a nobody. You're just there to be seen, not to be heard. You cannot do anything good. So that really pained my heart. And I said, we have to change things. We have to make people understand that even girls, even ladies can do something big and transform the society. Because what I believe is that when you put a lady or a girl in a good position, then the whole society is transformed. So I really love that. And with the help of God, I've been able to mentor so many girls. And I'm happy to say that they are doing well. And I'm seeing the desire of my heart coming true.
The desire of your heart coming true. Pastor Lexi, talk to Jessica. What questions do you have for her?
Well, Lady Jessica, so first of all, it's good to see you. Good to be here with you on this platform and to see your beautiful face. I'm excited to be here with you. So my question for you is, what inspired you? You're a teacher. So what inspired you to get into education? You can mentor girls. You could have done that from a million different walks, a million different ways. But what inspired you to get into education?
Now, first, I grew up in a family. My father was a teacher. He's now retired. But apart from that, when I was in secondary school, I can say my principal at that time really inspired me to have a different view because, okay, I had that passion of being a great woman in the society. And when I saw how my principal was at that time, that really inspired me, because she was that kind of a lady who could do things in a very big way. She could teach us, and I just loved the way she could teach us. She could come to class and teach, and I just saw that she did it perfectly, and I really loved that. And I was telling myself, one time, I want to be like her. And from even her lifestyle, leave alone even the professional life, but even her lifestyle really inspired me. The way she could do her things even at home, I really followed up what she was doing, and that really inspired me. And also knowing that through education, that is how I can be able to transform the society, then that really inspired me to see that education is the best choice for me, and I don't regret.
Wow. She inspired you, and now you're inspiring many.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? Donna, I know you have so many questions for Lady Jessica.
So Lady Jessica, I see that you're also co-director of Hope and Destiny Foundation. So can you just share with us a little bit about Hope and Destiny Foundation? What is kind of their whole vision and their goal, and why you became a part of this organization?
I think we have a little bit of a technical difficulties. I'm sure that will come back. But while we're waiting for Lady Jessica, you know, when we visited her school and she talked about the role of women and these students, something really hit me, knocked me out. I was standing there in the line and sitting alongside while we were issuing out the sanitary pads. And I noticed that the African men, would not get involved. Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. And then I don't know why I got involved, because that's what I know. That's what I do. But if you notice, standing right beside me, there was a pastor, and he was straight. Yeah. So I hope Lady Jessica will come back on so she can comment about things like that. But that is the culture there. I also learned that men can't show any emotions. If a man needs to cry, they go in the bathroom and lock the door and cry in the mirror. So very interesting culture, very interesting way of life. I'm just hoping that Lady Jessica come back on, because we have so much to talk about tonight, about life and the education system. Because she shared some things with me which was so compelling, I knew we had to bring her on tonight to talk to her about these things, about the state of education in Kenya, and probably in other parts of other countries in Africa as well. Because Kenya is not a unique situation, I'm sure. Not a unique situation. So I'm sure she'll come back on. You know, one of the problems when you're going across so far away, internet, and it's also 4 a.m. in the morning for her. Yeah, but while we're waiting, let's get back to talking about A Collision with Purpose. This book, hard copy. It is just an amazing. Take a look at it.
That is such a beauty.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody who's watching the screen right now, you should be mesmerized by this book. I'm telling you, just about the cover alone. But the stories are amazing.
Yeah, well, when the cover is and what's on the inside is, then you have something going on.
That's right.
It's a combination, right? Combination. And I should say something about this. The music that I played, that was composed by none other than my artist that I manage, my producer, Shella Topstar. He composed the rhythm track for the video I played for the honorees. So congratulations, Shella. Thank you for doing great work. Was that nice or what?
It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Is he also did the music for your...
Yeah. I manage him. I'm his manager, and he composed. I asked him to put that together for us, but that was special.
Very nice.
So he did a great job with that. As we were waiting for Lady Jessica to come back on, we will. So Donna, we want to talk about the scholarship fund that we established. For every book sold on our website, $5, and let me repeat, on our website, a collisionwithpurpose.com website, $5 will go towards a scholarship, towards our scholarship fund for students in underserved communities globally, not just in Kenya, but everywhere, because we have issues here in the United States as well, where students are in need. So $5 will go towards that. So I encourage you to go out there. And I'll tell you something. Just yesterday, one person bought 10 copies of this book. One person. I said, why do you need 10? He said, I really need 20. That's what he told me. He said, I really need 20. Jessica is back. We'll bring her on and finish the story. He bought 10 copies of this book. He said, I wanted to give it to some special people in my life.
Oh, nice.
It just so happened he's in the book, by the way.
Oh, well, hey, even better.
Even better. But what a powerful thing. Yeah, he said, I really want 20, but I'm buying 10 now and I'm coming back because I have some people in mind. So this book, or both books, as a matter of fact, are great giveaways to the right folks, to the right people, to the right people. Both of them. Let me hold them up. Great giveaway. So he started a trend, and not only that, he bought 10 times 5, so that's $50 he just gave towards a student. That's the big deal. Just gave away $50. And he'll do another 10, that's $100. Do you know what $100 can do for a student in a place like Kenya? Lady Jessica is going to come on and tell us what it can do. Right, welcome back, Lady Jess.
Thank you. Sorry for going off, network issues here in the rural area.
Tell us where you are in Kenya. Tell us about where you are. You talk about rural.
As I'm speaking now, I'm in Kitale, Trans Nzoia County, Endebe sub-county, almost in the border of Kenya and Uganda.
That's way, way, way out there.
Yeah, just a few kilometers to the border of Kenya and Uganda.
I recall us driving there, right, in the bus. When I first saw that bus, I said, wow, a Jamaican bus, country bus. That's what I remember. And it was like 8 hours to get there from Nairobi, something like that. I was fortunate enough that I was in the front driving with the drivers. But guess what? It was tight. It was sharing seats. So it was in the front, but it was tight. So it was quite interesting. So
in the back, we had music and lights, and we had artwork on the ceilings.
Tupac outside, like, I mean, come on.
And in Kitale, we stayed in the most beautiful homes right there. They really did a great job putting us up. It as a matter of fact, I've never been on a missionary type trip, but I've gone on, this type of work, and we've never stayed in places like that. we go there, we go to work. But that was good stuff. Good stuff.
But thank Jessica and her husband for that, because if it were up to me, because I had already told them, like, no, it doesn't have to be fancy. It's not. We're there to work. Like, we're there.
It started a trend. Yeah. So now we're going back. We would have to continue the trend. But Jessica, I was telling the story when we came to your school, and the men standing there when you were giving out the sanitary pads, and they would just stand there stiff.
Now, the reason is that in the African setup, traditionally, issues concerning menstruation and menstrual cycle, those were issues of women. So including those sanitary towels, those were not things that men could have anything to do with. Even a parent could not go and buy sanitary towels for the daughter, not unless it's the mother or the sister.
Oh,
So that's why
wow.
you could, you could see them standing like this is not our business.
Stiff.
Yeah,
They were
that's
stiff.
not their business. That's the business of women and ladies alone.
But what I also recall is that I was standing there and you handed it to me. She did.
Yeah,
I was standing there. She said, "Here."
yeah. I wanted you to change that mentality so that they could see that men can also do this. It's not just all about a women thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I was in
Yeah.
compliance, and I complied because I sure did, and I thought it felt good, and I would do it here. You know, why not? I didn't get it. So many things. I remember. I also recall that when one of the breakout session, we're talking about relationships, and I was with a group of men, and I was like I was saying things that they wish they could say. How I explain how my life is and with females, and how so many of my mentors are women and people who are doing big things in my life. And I thought they were really enjoying that because they can't say that. And then, so when I left and came back, I hear them talking about that man with the gray hair that is trying to be old, but he was, had all this information because I was saying things that they could not own up and just let go. So that very interesting, and I believe, my opinion, of course, that the sooner they come to terms with their real feelings and true feelings, the better off they will be, the better relationships they will have, and the better culture and country they will have. So you're doing some awesome work there, Jessica. I want to switch it over to talk about scholarships, because we granted 3 scholarships, and I'm going to play the tape right where we're on screen, so you can talk to us about that, okay?
Okay.
This is Faith Nanjala and her school friends.
You can talk over it.
Yeah. That is one of the girls who received a scholarship. That is Faith Nanjala. She's a student in her 3rd year of secondary education at Bwake Girls Secondary School. She benefited this term. Her fees for this term was fully paid, and she's a total orphan. She has no parents. She lives with the aunt, and I'm happy to report that out of the scholarship, she has now settled in school, and from her recent education progress report, she has improved. So I'm happy to report that she's doing well. And thank you once again, Dr. Laxley, for accepting to fund her education. It is really changing her life, and I'm happy, especially being a girl. I'm happy. I know that something good is going to come out of it.
Wow. And the tape continue. And she said she wants to become a medical doctor.
Yeah.
That's what she's working towards.
Yeah.
So we'll see another gentleman coming up here soon. The tape is moving slow, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. And that is who's standing beside her?
That is her class teacher. She's called Madam Anne.
Okay. So one of the things we're doing with these scholarships, we ask the teachers to get involved. When we actually talk to the teachers, we talk to the parents. So we try to, we're not just say, here's some money, go to school, your tuition is paid. We have in communication, we have in dialogue, if they have a parent or a guardian, and the teachers. So we stay in, and we require to see their grades to see how they're improving as well. Because if there's no improvement and it's getting worse, we will pull the scholarship and give it to a student who's progressing and doing something with it.
I've had the chance to.
Yeah, the next one here is at Bishop Crowley Secondary School. That is the student where the place where Emmanuel, another beneficiary of the scholarship, goes to school. Emmanuel is a brother to Faith, the girl. He's in the 2nd year of his secondary education. He's also a total orphan, as I've said, he's the brother to Faith. And from the experience as I visited the school, the teachers explained that he has had a rough time because most of the time he was away from school because of school fees issues. So I'm happy to also report that part of his fees has been paid, though not for the whole year, but part of it has been paid. We still have some little balance left, but for now he has not done an exam, but before this weekend, I was told the results will be ready so that we also know how he's progressing, but I'm hopeful that he's going to do well.
And that is his teacher right there?
Yeah, that is his class teacher. He's called Mr. Haron Shiluka.
Awesome.
That is my guy right there. John Blessed is his name.
Yeah, that is John Blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John Blessed is an upcoming young man, very intelligent, very optimistic with life, and he's 10 years old. He's 10 years old, and he's a student at Sunrise Academy, and he's in
I'm Christopher.
he's in grade 5 of his primary education.
Nafula.
He also wants to
Head teacher
become
Sunrise,
a
a
doctor.
school in which John Blessed is a student who is in grade 5. John Blessed is a very bright pupil, but is very needy. He needs some support, given that he is an orphan. So whoever is in position, please assist him so that his bright future can be realized. Thank you.
And I will say, I had a conversation with John before we get to this young lady. I had a conversation. This young lady is very important, so we need something for her. So talk about her situation.
Sorry?
Talk about this young lady right here, because we need a scholarship for her.
Yeah, this young lady is a student in my school. He's supposed to sit for her final exam this year, but unfortunately she has not reported back to school. Okay, she reported, but she was sent back home because of lack of school fees. She has arrears of last year, and also this year she has not paid anything. So she's away from school, but she's a student who is very bright, and personally as a teacher, I'm hopeful that if given assistance, she's one girl who can go to university direct. She comes from a very I can say the environment where she was brought up was not so good because they are squatters. They don't have land. They are staying in the government land, of which anytime they can be evicted. So she's one girl who really needs support. She's very optimistic. She doesn't talk much, but she's a very good girl, very polite. And I'm appealing on anyone who can give assistance to this girl so that she can come back to school. I'll be very grateful to see her achieve her dreams once again.
And that is her teacher right there, or who's that speaking?
Yeah, that is her class teacher.
That's her class teacher. And so, how much of a scholarship, financial scholarship, she needs?
So she has arrears for last year. She has arrears of $250 US, and this year she requires $900 US so that she can complete her final exam this year.
So if you're watching this broadcast or whenever it's shared or the replay and you're getting wind of this information, here is a young lady with all kinds of potential, but because of being arrears in her school fees of $250, she cannot attend school. That is unheard of. That is crazy stuff. You've been denied a life because of $250. So if you're out there, do something about it. Reach out to us. Donna, can you put a link up for how they can reach us, please?
Sure.
Reach out to us. Do something. It's not a lot to ask for, right? $250 plus the $900. Doesn't have to be one person taking care of it. Whatever you can do, any small amount you can do, we need to get her back to school. Get her back in school. And I'll take this off and we'll get back here in full screen. And so, Jessica, you said something to me about the percentage of students in Kenya who are not attending school because of they've not been able to pay their school fees. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, in Kenya currently, I can say first education is a requirement, and the government initially has been giving a subsidy of the fees, but the bigger percentage is left to the parent who is supposed to pay. But unfortunately, as the doctor has said, 50%, especially in the rural areas, are not able to attend school because of lack of school fees. In Kenya now, the economic situation is so bad. People are really struggling to make ends meet. Most of the people are living from hand to mouth. And it comes to a point they see education as now a luxury, whereby they opt to leave education and look at the needs like food, because the little they get, they just use it for food alone. So most of the students are in Kenya. What happens is that when a student does not pay fees, they are sent away from school. They go stay at home until the time they will pay fees. That is when they are allowed to come back to school. So unfortunately, you find that in these schools, 50% of the population is at home because they cannot pay school fees. Like, for example, in the area where I am now, most of them now are forced to go to farms, in the government farms, to go and work as casual laborers so that they can get something, maybe to boost their parents, to make sure that there's food on the table. Some of them drop out of school because now they lose hope and say, now if I cannot get fees, then I don't see the need of even struggling. Some of them even come to school and say, Madam, allow me to take my property and just go home because I don't see any hope of getting education. So they drop out of school. Some of them, after they clear, if they struggle and at least sit for the exams, if they have any balance, their certificates are held up in school. They're not allowed to take their certificates until the time they clear the fees. So you find that a student can qualify to go to university and stay even 10 years without joining university just because they have arrears in their secondary schools, which has made their certificates to be held up so they cannot join the next level of education. So the situation is really bad. You look at those situations and it pains a lot. It pains a lot. And the few who come to school, whom the parents have now sacrificed, now they tell you, Madam, the parent has paid everything. So even food alone is a problem. So they even feel comfortable being in school because at least in school we can struggle and get something small for them to eat. But at home, completely, there's nothing. So the situation is just bad. People are struggling. They have the thirst for education, but the ability is so low.
What do we say? I know Pastor Lexi and Donna must have some things to say about this. What?
Yeah, it's just something, because here in the US, at least your primary school and your secondary schools, you have options where you can go for free, or we have options that if you qualify, you can get vouchers from the government to even attend private schools, whether you get half of it covered or all of it covered. So there's just, we have these various options. And so I think Dr. Laxley, you said a little bit ago, as Jessica was commenting, like this is unheard of, like unbelievable, that, that education at those levels are not, it's not free. And so I also know, Jessica, that likely, you have students, yes, that may go work on the farms and other things, but I imagine that there are students that get themselves into other types of trouble trying to make money, for the family or for the fees. So if you want to expound on that, that would be.
Yeah, as Pastor Alexia said, In the course of these students going to look for jobs, especially for the girls, some of them they find themselves in the hands of they find themselves in wrong hands. Some people take advantage of them, so they end up in early pregnancies. Some of them end up in early marriages, not because they were ready for marriage, but because life has pushed them to that point where they now feel this is the only option. Though to me, most of the time, I tell them getting married is not an option. You're just adding problems to another problem because you're bringing up a child whose parents uh, are not able to sustain themselves. So they end up in early marriages, early pregnancies. Some of them end up procuring abortion. Some of them die along the way. Some of them end up with complications. Boys end up in crime because they now decide now because I have nothing to do. They end up in crime. They just start being thieves. They beat people and steal for them. And some of them enter into drug addiction. So it is a real mess in the society. So it brings about a whole lot of confusion and mess in the society because we have now girls who are in early pregnancies. The boys are criminals. They are becoming thugs just because they are not. You see, school keeps them busy, gives them some focus, unlike when they are just idle at home.
You shared a story with me of a 9-year-old. Do you want to share that with our audience?
The 9-year-old boy, John Blessed, is
no,
is
the
a
one,
student
the young lady, 9-year-old.
of
She was following the story.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's I think 2 days ago I was watching news. This was in Kenya, in Turkana. Turkana County is in the far end in the northern Kenya. There was a news that came to the headlines of a 9-year-old girl who was married off to an old man. The reason is because the parents were poor and they could not afford school fees for her. So the best thing they could see is we marry her off so that the man who is willing to marry her will give us some wealth in form. In Kenya, they give in form of cows and goats. So we are able to get some wealth out of it. So it really pained my heart because a 9-year-old girl, surely she's still a baby. So you wonder what kind of a wife can make out of a 9-year-old. But luckily enough, we had activists who rescued her from that situation. So it really it has kept on ringing in my mind. Why? You see, when it comes to a point where a parent can come to a point of saying, "Let me marry off my 9-year-old girl just because so that I can get wealth," then it means this parent, because I believe no parent is usually ready to see their children suffer. They always want the best for their children. But when it comes to a point where they decide to marry off a 9-year-old girl, then to me, I can say they have come to the last point of their life. So it was really a painful thing to see. A very young girl, very small girl, and it was something that you could not feel good seeing it.
Wow. Just for our listeners to know, we're not a what they call a telethon where they ask for money.
No.
That's not what we're doing here. However, if you feel it in your heart to help that young lady, what was her name again, Jessica? The one that we're still trying to get a scholarship for through collision with.
Elizabeth.
Yes. Elizabeth, if you feel that you're in a position and you want to help her, please feel free to do so. You can Zelle your whatever amount you want to Zelle to a collisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. And one thing for certain, if you decide to contribute, you will be part of the process if you so choose. You will get her report cards. We'll make sure we pass and share that with you. And if you want to speak and have a conversation with the guardian and with the teacher and the individual, the student, you will also get that opportunity. So, but we're not a telethon. We're not here asking you for monies or anything like that. We're just sharing a story. We're sharing stories of real life. You know, this is not some play stuff. This is real students, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and Pastor Alexis said it earlier, and very, very compelling argument she made that Here, at least in high school, up to high school, you go for free. We're talking about high school and all of there where these kids have to pay to go to school. That's quite a difference, right? If you're attending a private school here, then you pay. But a public school, so that in itself is a story. And when this was brought to my attention, and Lady Jessica said to me that it's not sustainable for the government to make these payments, and I said to her, it's not sustainable for the country, for these 50% of your future to be out of school. So it's something they need to work out. And I'm not here to say anything about the government of Kenya and what they're doing, but it is something. It's not sustainable for that percentage of the student population to be home. That's a problem. That's a problem today and a problem in the future. So, Donna, you're up.
Oh, okay. Guess I'm just listening to you guys. Lady Jessica, I wanted to ask you, because especially with a 9-year-old, that kind of really did something for me there. So, question for you. Are there not any laws in Kenya that protect the children? And is that something that's illegal? I mean, or legal, I should say, for a parent to like marry off their young child?
Their 9-year-old?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Let's say it like it is. They're 9-year-old.
Yeah, the laws to protect these children, it is not allowed. It is illegal. And I'm sure even as we are talking, the parent must have been arrested by police because it is unlawful to marry off a 9-year-old girl. But thank God we have also the human rights activists who protect the rights of these children, the rights of women. So that is why they really came up. When they heard of that, they came up, and that's why it was even in the news, in the national television. That's why it was in the news, but it is illegal in Kenya. It is not allowed.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was important to know whether, because that's just really like so.
Yeah. When they do it, they try to do it secretly, but some of them are not discovered. Some of which are discovered, they are rescued from those situations.
Yeah. Wow.
What are some of how can we, a collegiate with purpose, and any other organization out there, what can they do to support what Hope and Destiny Foundation is doing in Kenya? Is there anything you want to say that tell us?
Yeah, I can say something. I can say something about Hope and Destiny Foundation. As Hope and Destiny Foundation, we have worked to help this the society, the vulnerable members of the society, including these girls that are not able to attend school because of sanitary towels. We have those who we are paying fees for. We are those that we are supporting the education. We are those that we are supporting with the basic needs like food. We support them with the food. So in order to support Hope and Destiny Foundation, I'll call on any well-wisher, any person with I can say a human heart, because the problems are so many. We call upon all of them to, if you're willing, if you feel it in your heart that God is putting it in your heart to help, kindly feel free to support us. We have our Facebook page, Hope and Destiny Foundation. Our contacts are there. You can feel free to contact us there. A Collision with Purpose, plus any other organization that are willing to support us, feel free. You can reach to Donna, Dr. Lexley, and I know through that we are going to transform the lives, because the main aim of Hope and Destiny Foundation is to see a better society, to see a better future for the society, to see a transformed society. That is what we want to see. So help us fulfill our vision, help us to fulfill our mission by supporting us. We have students that we pay school fees for. We have those that we provide food. We have a monthly sanitary campaign So feel free to support us in any way that the Lord God will enable you, and we'll be very grateful.
How do you receive your support, financial support, right now? How are you supported right now?
Yeah, currently like for the sanitary towels, we have those who buy the sanitary towels and bring them in person. We have those that send their donations through M-Pesa. I don't know if I can give out the number.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah, 00717 355525. That is the number of our director, Patrick Juma Kisiangani. That is the number that we receive our donations through, so that we carry out the monthly sanitary campaigns, and we also do the food donations, plus any other scholarships, plus any other programs that we do in the society. So feel free to support us, feel free to contact us, and we'll be very grateful.
Grateful indeed. And I'll say this, Patrick, director, when he was 14 years old, he started this organization. It doesn't even make any sense, right? A 14-year-old having that vision for Hope and Destiny Foundation. He was 14 years old when he started. So it's been in, I don't want to tell his age, but he's been doing it now for 14 years. So you can do the math. And of course, Jessica is the co-director. And they've been doing this now. Imagine at that age, you come up with an idea like this. That's big. That's big. It says something, right? Of course, lots of work. You're just working it. And I'm proud to say that now I'm one of the directors in the organization. I'm on the board. And so is Donna on the board. So, it's an organization that we're really committed to, and we're committed because of the work that they're doing. And now that we're an integral part of the organization, we're seeing it firsthand, and bringing our little knowledge that we have to help streamline the way they're operating there. And so we are not just donors, we are a member of Hope and Destiny Foundation, and we're doing that work. And so thanks, Jessica and Patrick, for seeing it fit to bring us on in the capacity in which you brought us on. And something we really appreciate, because the kind of work you're doing there aligns with the kind of work we're doing in our organization as well. And the same thing with Pastor Lexi and what she's doing. We're all, like-minded. We're all about service. We probably do it in different ways, but at the end of the day, the outcome is the outcome. It's helping making a difference. That is what it's all about. So we appreciate you for, getting us involved. And I keep saying it, that again, say thank you to Pastor Lexi for dragging us down there to Kenya. I didn't know where I was going until I got there. That's okay. I'm sort of home. Felt like home. It really did. So I'm looking forward to going back. So, Jessica, you talk about how we can help, how individuals can help. And if you can't get in touch with Jessica or Hope and Destiny Foundation, we're here, A Collision with Purpose. Get in touch with us, Donna, myself. Get in touch with Pastor Lexi. She's very much a part of A Collision with Purpose. She's been in from day one. So, this whole work is, we're all in it together. We're all in it together. So, Donna, Pastor Lexi, anything else you want to say to Jessica?
I just want to say, Lady Jessica, I'm very honored to be a part of Hope and Destiny Foundation, and that you and Patrick saw it fit to include me to be a member of the board. That's very humbling for me, and I'm happy to be working with both of you, because since since our trip to Kenya and since we've been working together, I can see where, even for myself, like what I'm passionate about aligns with Hope and Destiny Foundation. And that's very important for me and my legacy, to be honest with you. It's all about the children and trying my best to uplift the kids, because I know that they're our future. And I'm excited to know that we are a part of Hope and Destiny. And I know that great things is going to happen, because when we came to Kenya, yes, we knew that we were coming with Pastor Lexi and we were going to do some work and all that good stuff. But what has happened and what has transpired in such a short time is it's very amazing. It's really great, and can only give the Lord thanks for what is happening, because a lot of things that's happened is not even within, it's not our control. So our alignment was kind of like destined to happen. So I'm very grateful for that, for everything that happened. Going to Africa, honestly, Dr. Laxley, we were clueless. Don't know what we're gonna do. Don't like, we went to training. We were, we did our training and all that great stuff. We did our training. Pastor Lexi, she prepared us as much as she possibly could, I'm sure. And it was all great, but to see what's come out of that and what we're able to do now, it's absolutely amazing. And like I said, in such a short period of time, I can only imagine greater things is going to happen. And just stay the course and just keep doing it.
And I think it's a good time to get back to Pastor Lexi, because she did some more stuff, not just in Kitale and Nairobi. She's doing some stuff in Mombasa. So you want to share that with our listeners, with our audience?
Sure, yes. So we, MM4H, will be headed back to Kenya as well in 2025. At this time, we will spend majority of our time in Mombasa. And so one of the organizations that we support, or one of the churches that we support, Gospel Praise Church, just opened a school there. The children and the parents there are facing the same situations that Lady Jessica talked about, today. A lot of the same thing is going on. There are a lot of students that, are just not attending school because they can't afford it. And so, we have been, over the last several months, providing support as they launched and opened their school. And, we've gotten donors to help pay for fees and, things that they've needed, from desks to chairs and, various different things. And so, listen, there's plenty of work. So any other organization, any other individual, any other, so there is plenty, to get your hands in and do.
You're also taking another group somewhere else. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes. So in August of this year, we'll be in Botswana. We'll be in Mon, Botswana. And we are going there to establish an orphanage. So we're very excited about that. And, again, I'm just grateful to God to, be able to be parts of these things. And, once again, taking a group, and then somebody from that group is going to want to go back and do some things. That's the way it always happens. And so I'm just
that is the way you want it. And that is the way it happened in Kenya. It's interesting. I'm looking at the screen and I see Donna, the CFO of A Collegiate with Purpose, and I am the president. And I look at Lady Jessica and I look at Pastor Lexi. Two of the ladies or individuals will be honoring on March 2nd. And if you're watching this program, you don't need an explanation as to why we're honoring both of these ladies. Their work speaks volume. I commend both of you for what you're doing. Just continue to do it. We pray that God will continue to give you the strength and guide you as you continue to do your work. Because what you're doing is just what needs to happen. You know, so necessary, so needed. So we just pray that you have the strength and just to be guided and to continue to do it. Because as I said, it's just necessary stuff that you're doing. You know, we're kind of and Lady Jessica, you can tell us what we have experienced in Kenya. Is that pretty much across the continent?
Yeah, the experience in Kenya is not so much different from the other countries in Africa, because most of the African countries are third world countries. So we are still way back. And I can say almost the same challenge. The challenges are almost the same in most of the African countries. Yeah.
And what is the population of Kenya?
Kenya, I think, if I'm not wrong, we can be talking of, is it around 6 million?
60? And the student population at the high school and below is probably?
Of students?
At the high school level and below. Or primary school level, or high school.
The students are many. I cannot give a definite number, but
I'm trying to look at what 50% look like of kids not in school because of school fees.
50% of the population that is not in school, huh? Because you see, majority are the majority of the population in Kenya are the young people. So maybe we can be talking of around 1 million when you look of the population of those who are not in school.
Because of school, not being able to pay the school fees. I think that's the key thing there. It's not a choice.
Yeah. Some of them are still at home, hopeful that they will get money. Some of them gave up and maybe decided to do some other things. But we still have some who are at home, but hopeful that one day, one time, God will do something and they get back to school. Because I know of those who stayed at home even 3 years, but they are hopeful that I'll go back to school.
Your school, what would you say that is the percentage, the percentage of students who are out of school because they can't pay, kicked out of school?
The population of my school currently is 480. From the statistics that I took yesterday, 198 are away because of lack of school fees.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking you for numbers, because numbers speak.
And those who are in school, not that all of them have cleared. It's just maybe they have paid maybe 80% of the fees. That's why they've been allowed in school.
Real stuff, huh? Yeah, real stuff. We're coming pretty close to wrapping up. We're getting in the hour and a half, you know. We want to, So Donna, is there anything else you want to say to Lady Jessica in closing?
I would just like to say thank you so much, Lady Jessica, for joining us this evening. I know it's in the wee hours of the morning there, and I'm quite sure you'll have to get yourself together in a little while for school. But thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing the things that's happening in Kenya and throughout other countries in Africa. And we greatly appreciate your time. And once again, we look forward to whomever is able to help us make a difference in the young children's life to go ahead and just come forward. Because remember, we're only here for a moment, but the children, they are our future. So it's important to make sure that they are taken care of and they're guided in the right direction. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
And you also must tell Pastor Lexi, because she's not here with us every week.
And Pastor Lexi. Oh, you said Lady Jessica, so I was thinking that you're going to get to Pastor Lexi. You said Lady. So I'm doing them in turns. And Pastor Lexi, oh my gosh, just you're doing amazing things, and continue doing what you're doing. I know that you're doing it from your heart, and you're being led to do the work that you're doing in several different arenas. But thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to have gone to Africa and specifically to Kenya. And you're also giving others the opportunity to have the same experience that we had. And hopefully those individuals will be led to continue the work, if they journey with you. But thank you for doing what you're doing. And I know it's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's very hard, but stay the course. And I know you're on the right path and you're building a great legacy.
Thank you, Donna. And I know Pastor Lexi is going to say something. so we might as well hear from her now in closing.
Yeah. To Lady Jessica, to you and to your husband and to the entire staff of Hope and Destiny Foundation, just keep doing what you're doing, right? What Donna says, stay the course. It's amazing to see what's going on now. And I know that, things will just continue to grow and things will continue to get better. Thank you for your sacrifice, not just your sacrifice for being here on this podcast at 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, but your daily sacrifice, the sacrifice that we often don't see, the sacrifice that happens, behind closed doors, the sacrifice of time, the sacrifice of treasure, the sacrifice of time away from family and things like that, just to serve the community in which you serve and the school at which you serve. So thank you so much. God bless you and God keep you. To Ms. Donna and Dr. Laxley, you guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. Continue to press forward and do what you are doing too, because you all are having such major impact. And you may not, you're aware of some of it now, but I can't even begin to communicate the ripple effect that this is going to have throughout generations. So continue to do what you all are doing. And thank you so much for having me here tonight. And I'm looking forward to March 2nd. So y'all better get your tickets out there. Get your tickets, be in the room.
All right. Lady Jess, what you want to
Yeah, my final remark first is to thank you for this opportunity to share with the world what is going on in Kenya, what is going on in our institutions. To Ms. Donna, Dr. Lexley, thank you for your support. Thank you for what you are doing to transform the lives of young people in Kenya. We don't take it for granted. And Pastor Lexi, thank you for always being with us, praying with us, standing with us, opening doors for more missionaries in Kenya. May God bless you. You're doing a great job. And as Hope and Destiny Foundation, on behalf of the director, we are so much humbled. We are not giving up anytime soon, despite the ups and downs, the challenges, but we are on course. We are doing it for the glory of God. Thank you so much.
Wow. So, all these arguments so powerful, right? I don't know what to say other than to say thank you to Jessica, you and Patrick and other individuals, because it's not just the two of you, there are other people involved. And all that work you're doing. I know that right now you're taking care of about 25 students, something like that. And I don't know how you're doing it, but it's getting done. I ask a question all the time. How do you get the money to pay their school fees, just school fees, because it's more than school fees. These kids gotta eat, they gotta be with clothing. But I say, how the basic is to get them in school, right? So you have to at least pay their school fees. And I say, how do you get it done? Patrick barely have any hair, so it's not much to pull out. No, seriously. So it's not like I have some beard I can pull it out when I'm stressed out. So there's nothing to pull out. I say, how you get it done? But whatever way you're getting it done, it's happening because these kids are in school. These kids are in school, and at the end of the day, that's the key. That's what is important, because it all begins with going to school and end with going to school. Education is your way out, and that is a focus. So I really appreciate you and your husband Patrick for what you're doing, what you continue to do, and as will encourage you to stay the course. And if we can do anything about it, we will help you and support you to stay the course. That's what we promise to do. So thank you so much for all that good stuff. And Pastor Lexi, I'm gonna see you in a few days. And as I've said earlier, there is no accident that you are the only person that will be at this event that will be your collaborator in the book, A Collision with Purpose in Pursuit of Purpose, and you're also an honoree. So I don't know that I need to say anything else. That position you as a very special person. So you will be prepared to give a longer speech. You'll be prepared to give a longer speech. But for all that you've done and all that you continue to do, and you're just planting seeds. We're one of the seed that you planted in Kenya, and that is one of what you do. You deposit, just like that river that is flowing and just depositing good things, positive things along the banks as it travels through different areas is what you did and what you're doing. And there's no better way to serve than just to deposit good things along the way. So we really appreciate you, and we thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to go to Kenya with you. And I will always be indebted to you for that, for certain. I know for sure that I would not, my life would be different if I had not gone to Kenya, because almost everything we do these days have something to do with Kenya.
With Kenya.
Yeah. So something happened with the ship. And I know it was something good. So thank you for that. You really dropped us off in a good place. Dropped us off in a good place. So Donna,
can I say one thing before we close out?
You can say two things.
Okay, so I have to tell you this, right? So Pastor Lexi, when we were leaving, right, from Kenya, early in the morning, on our little bus, wait a minute. And the luggage and our luggage had to be tied on top of the bus. So I called. I don't know if anyone watches Scooby-Doo. I was like, okay, this is our Scooby-Doo bus.
Donna, I grew up in Jamaica. That's what we did.
Yeah, but when you watch Scooby-Doo, and Scooby-Doo had the little bus, right, with the stuff on top.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, that's our Scooby-Doo bus, and it was like at that moment in our Scooby-Doo bus, that's when we were like, okay, we're going back to Kenya. It was hilarious.
It was fun. It was. I remember I ended up in a cornfield. It was fun. I was at home.
Where are you coming from?
After my second day there, I said, I'm good. I was in the front of that bus eating roast corn. These guys were so nice. I felt like, man, I'm good. And that's exactly how it was. I ended up in a cornfield, hanging out, and that was the greatest. It was so awesome. challenging
It was funny.
at times, but the challenge is important because it builds character.
Yes.
You know, that is how you grow up. You know, it
Yes.
just build you up. So all that difficult, challenging piece was necessary.
Absolutely.
And we came out of it in a good way.
Yes.
In a
Yes.
good way, you know. And here we are. 4 of us that went to Kenya here having this conversation. What else can you ask for? Well, we gotta go. We gotta go. I know Pastor Lexi, just stay on once we log off. All right. I'm gonna take us, Donna, take us home.
All right. So I'd like to say thank you for joining us another week, to all our guests, and of course our special guests, Miss Lady Jessica, and our co-host, Pastor Lexi. Thank you for spending this evening with us, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, peace and blessings.
Catch us Thursday. Bridging Generations, Voices of Man. We're gonna have a powerful conversation. Join us then. All right. So let's take it out.
A collision with purpose, in pursuit of purpose.